Thank Flux, it's Friday. I'm Ollie Pickup, a human work evolution storyteller, and today, just for you, I've been to McDonald's for the sake of human work evolution. Why? Because today, May the 15th, 86 years ago, the first ever McDonald's was opened, and it was very different to the largest fast food chain by revenue that we know today. It was very much slow food, and it was opened by the McDonald brothers, Richard and Maurice. This is in 1940. They opened their restaurant in San Bernardino, just off Route 66, and it was a barbecue drive-in. So you'd go in and you'd order your food and you'd be served by female carhops, they were called. There was a vast menu, you could choose anything you wanted. 8 years later, the restaurant was doing reasonably well, but they wanted to do more, these brothers, so they studied what was selling well, and hamburgers were 80% of the sales. So they closed the restaurant for 3 months, stripped it all the way back, and got rid of cutlery, got rid of plates, and got rid of the car hops. 20 car hops were gone. They reopened with what they called the Speedee Service System, and this was assembly line cooking. It was the start of fast food, so it was very much a restricted menu. Everything was predictable, everything was the same, and this was the winning formula. Profits doubled and the fast food age began. And then in 1954, a milkshake machine salesman called Ray Kroc wanted to find out what the success was all about. He wanted to know why this one restaurant was ordering 8 multi-mixer milkshake machines from him. So he went over, Ray Kroc went over from Illinois to San Bernardino, and he discovered that actually this was incredible. The future was in hamburgers. So he opened the first McDonald's franchise a year later in 1955. By 1961, there were about 228 franchisers. It was all about the property and then leasing it back to people. And by his death in 1984, there were 7,500 restaurants across the world. But what can we learn from this? Well, McDonald's is very, very successful. Just last week, it announced its Q1 revenues of $6.5 billion, and that's up 9%. At the same time, they've increased their automation. They have recently introduced AI into its 27,000 drive-thrus, so using Google Cloud. They've got voice bots taking orders, smart scales weighing the bags before they go out just to make everything is there. And they've also used geofencing, which alerts the restaurant to know when the customer is within half a mile. This isn't McDonald's first attempt with AI. A few years ago, they teamed up with IBM for their drive-thrus, and it was disastrous. It actually became a meme. So there were stories of ordering McNuggets and getting over 200 in one load, which weren't ordered, and bacon on top of milkshakes, for example. It all went disastrously wrong, and they shelved it. They shelved it in 2024. Also, this year, they had the cheek to launch a campaign called First Job Confessional when it came to light that in America, 1 in 8 Americans started their career or had a period of time in their career when they were serving at the counter at McDonald's. So they are trying to show that they're good for the people. They're automating as well. 86 years after the brothers opened their first restaurant, we've got the same playbook, really. We have got predictability over expertise, scale over craft, and system over service. The Speedee Service System never really went away. The tools have just changed. So I think it's really unfortunate that they've chosen the campaign recently to show how humans are really much at the core of it. That's not about nostalgia. That's more like a eulogy. And it's also interesting that they made a very big misstep when it came to AI. Stay fluxed.